Welcome to Toffee TV. Dwight McNeil is, according to reports, very close to signing for Everton. So we're just going to have a little chat about him. Does he improve Everton? Does he make Everton a better side? What are your initial thoughts, Baz?
He wouldn't have been the player I'd have gone for a dynamic wide player. I wanted someone with pace and a record of scoring goals. But if Frank Lampard's looking at Dominic Calvert-Lewin and thinking, we've got to get in the supply chain, we need someone to put good deliveries into the box. Dwight McNeil has got a very good left foot. He can dribble. I think he's quite high in the dribbling percentile for players last season. I think it might have been a 97th percentile, something like that. Does go by players comfortably. And it will be that delivery into the box that will have attracted Lampard. He works hard as well. But the thing that lets him down for me is that hasn't really got that turn of speed and hasn't got the goal output. Yeah. Which we've lost Richarlison. If he's coming into an Everton side that's got Richarlison and Dominic still, it's a different thing then.
Yeah, it's a difficult one, isn't it? Because he doesn't improve Everton from last season for me with the Richarlison in it. He doesn't improve Everton, but unfortunately Richarlison's not at Everton now. So from last season, I don't think he improves us. But what I think he would give us is balance. I think that being left-footed, set pieces, having another left-footer on there. I think that makes a big difference. You forget how important Luca Dean's set pieces were to us, and how many times towards the end of the season we bemoaned, especially like corners. Anthony Gordon curling the ball out and things like that. And these things are all important to a squad. I know you wouldn't go, you buy them in for set pieces, but these things are important to a squad. I think, as you said there, he's a hard worker. I think when he came into the Burnley squad, he was something slightly different from what they already had. Don't know how much he's really kicked on from that, but he is different. He looked like a real talent when he came in. The goals are an issue because we don't have many goals in our team. So if you spend the money, 15 to 20 million pound, whichever way it's broken down, you expect a certain amount of goals. Now the assists is different because you can only do your job, and he actually, in terms of creating chances, he's quite high up in the Premier League. So from that point of view, he's all right, but he's got to add goals at Everton Football Club. He just has to. Now he will have been playing in a more rigid 4-4-2 for Burnley, so maybe in different formations that will open things up to him. And so obviously seen him score a great goal a couple of years ago. So as I said, it's not one that you would go, he's going to be amazing, but unfortunately where Everton are right now and where we are in relation to how long is left till the season starts, there's not much, there aren't many players out there. I know we'd all like those to go after unnamed players from across Europe. I think they're the kind of players you do long-term homework on, and I think where we are right now, I don't think we can do that. I think we need players in for the start of the Premier League. It's 10 days till we start the season. You're looking at players who've played in the Premier League, and you're going to get caught. Unfortunately, you are going to get caught bringing in players like this. It's happened in the past. I tell you, it reminds me of Kevin Kilban. When we signed Kevin Kilban, that kind of player though. No one was.
No, I think he's probably better than Kev, to be fair.
Well, I'll tell you what, if he's better than Kev, he's not a bad signing, because Kevin Kilban was a really solid player for Everton who helped us achieve, finishing in good positions. But what I mean is a solid, dependable player that you can rely on to play in your team week in and week out in a few different positions. And on the surface mightn't look like the greatest player in the world, or the player who's going to take you to the next level, but someone who you can just depend on, who's going to be a good squad player, and you can get the maximum out of.
Yeah, don't forget he's a really good age as well. 22 years of age. Another left footer in the squad, which we didn't have a lot of. We've now got 3. Or we'd have 3 if he signs. So I think that'd appeal to Frank Lampard. Hard worker, like you said. Believe he's got a good attitude as well. So all of that kind of stuff makes him an attractive signing. Does create chances, like you said. I think he created 47 or something last season for Burnley. So a lot of chances created, and if we can put them away, then we'll all be saying he's a fantastic signing. But it's just when you're looking at other options right now and you think, well, we could have got him or we could have got him, and they've got proven goals. It's why this one doesn't look like the most attractive one. But sometimes they turn out to be the best signings because they come in, they get on with the job and they do the job and they become key parts of what you're trying to do. And if Frank Lampard and Kevin Thelwell have got a big picture, which you'd like to think they have, and he fits it, then fine. You know?
No, it'll be interesting. We have got some stats for him from last season.
So yeah, there you go.
38 games, no goals, 1 assist, big chances created, 6, and his shots per game 1.4. Now let's compare them to Anthony Gordon.
Similar age.
So Anthony Gordon, 4 goals from 35 games, 2 assists, big chances created, 4 shots per game, 1.3. So obviously Anthony Gordon more favourable in the goals and in the assists for last season. But would you say they're slightly different players, or?
Well, they are, because I think Gordon is a bit more dynamic. He's a runner with the ball, Gordon, isn't he? Head down. I think McNeil's more creative in terms of that, getting his foot on the ball and getting his head up and trying to create things. If you're being ultra critical of Gordon, you'd say, well, a couple of them goals with deflections.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know, it might have ended up with 1 or whatever, but they're both a good age. You know, Gordon's 21, McNeil's 22, and if Frank Lampard and Kevin Thelwell are trying to create that young, you know, that young ethos in the side of young players growing together. We've got Michalenko, who's 23, I think. We've got Ben Godfrey, who's still a good age, and you know, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, 25. So, you know, a lot of younger players in there, and if we can add a couple more to it, then he would be a good signing. But for me, it's going to be, if he does sign, it'll be where Frank Lampard plays him and the quality of his delivery into Dominic Calvert-Lewin. I think that'll make him stand out more than ever. But you're right, he's got our goals. Us spending 15 to 20 million, which is the reported fee, what they want for him, on a player that doesn't score more than 1 goal from midfield is poor business. So he's got to come in and get himself up to 5 or 6 goals from that area, get more shots away, and get himself into the right areas. And in a different side to Burnley, maybe he will be tasked with that little bit more creativity, that little bit more freedom to get himself into good areas where he can put the ball in the back of the net. And if he does that, he'll be a shrewd signing by Everton if they were to clinch that deal. So
yeah. We'll wait and see what happens over the next 12 to 24 hours, see if Everton get the deal done, and then hopefully, you know, Kevin Thelwell, Frank Lampard will reveal more about the signing and what they hope to see, and then maybe be in the squad for Friday night to play Dynamo Kiev, possibly at Goodison Park. So let's wait and see what happens. We'll have all the news here on Toffee TV. So make sure you have subscribed, you have clicked the bell so you get notifications when a new video comes out. Make sure as well, if you want live daily exclusive videos, join us over on Toffee TV Premier. The link is in the description and it'll be on the screen in just a moment. See you later.